Daddy, why are you doing this to me? The words of a trembling 10-year-old girl. Words that would later shatter the walls of a family everyone thought was perfect. They were the Adeyemis. From the outside, they looked like the dream Nigerian family. Kunle, the father, was a successful, charming senior manager in an oil company. Chika, the mother, a brilliant, bold, and one of the top lawyers in a law firm in Lagos. Their only daughter, Adora, she was just 10 years old, happy like every other child of her age. They lived in a luxury apartment, a duplex in Lekki Phase 1, with flowers trimmed like magazine's cover, and their neighbors who admired them. They were the picture-perfect family for every other person, but behind those tall gates lived a secret darker than night. Chika loved her daughter, but her career consumed her. She was so engrossed in building a career at her young age. She left the home before sunrise every day and returned long after Adora had slept off. Most times, Adora slept off on the couch while waiting for her mother to tell her about her activities for the day, the fun she had at school, and also while playing with her friends in the estate. "Sweetheart," she would say, kissing her forehead quickly, "I am doing this for you to have a brighter and a comfortable future." But Adora was too young to understand that her success can never replace the presence of a mother in the life of her daughter, Adora. And Kunle, on the other hand, he noticed the gap and twisted it into something unthinkable. It began slowly, with Kunle sitting too close when helping Adora with her homework, his hands brushing her hair, lingering longer than necessary. At first, Adora thought it was love, but soon, his eyes, his voice, his touches, they felt wrong. To Adora, her father loved her even more than she thought her mother did. Then one night, when Chika traveled for a case in Abuja, Kunle entered Adora's room. He sat on her bed smiling. "You know I love you, right? You are Daddy's special girl." That night, Kunle forced himself on his daughter, a 10-year-old girl for that matter. Tears ran down her cheeks. She wanted to scream. She wanted to run. But he threatened her. "If you tell anyone, you are going to die. If you tell your mom, I am going to kill her." She wanted to cry. She wanted to speak to someone, but the walls of the duplex swallowed her voice. This continued for weeks, without her mother or even the house help noticing. One night, she summoned the courage and asked her father, "Daddy, why are you doing this to me?" she whispered, trembling. Kunle's face hardened. "If you tell anyone, nobody will believe you. Your mother is too busy for you. Who do you think she will side with?" And the silence became her prison. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Adora became a shadow of herself. Her grades dropped. Her once bright smile and bubbling personality faded. At the dining table, Kunle played the perfect father, cracking jokes, pouring wine for his wife Chika, and asking Adora about school, with the same mouth that whispered threats at night. Then, on one rainy evening, thunder shaking the window, Adora broke again. "Daddy, why are you doing this to me?" This time, someone heard. Ngozi, the housemaid, she froze in the corridor. She had suspected something when Adora changed and withdrew to herself, but now her heart pounded with horror. She wanted to scream, but fear held her lips. The next morning, with shaking hands, she whispered to Chika, "Madam, please, there is something you must know about Oga and Adora." At first, Chika brushed it off. "Ngozi, I don't have time for gossip. I am late for work. I have an important client waiting for me today." But Ngozi's tears convinced her to stay and listen. That night, Chika confronted her daughter. "Adora, talk to me, please. What is going on?" And Adora broke. She sobbed uncontrollable, clinging to her mother, repeating the words that had haunted her at night. "Daddy, why are you doing this to me?" She told her mom everything that had happened from the beginning, and her mom could not help but cry. She cried and regretted, thinking she had failed as a mother. Chika's world shattered. The man she thought was perfect, a perfect husband, a loving father. She thought he loved and doted on his daughter, but he was a predator, a monster who forced himself on his daughter and abused her. At first, Kunle denied, then he begged, then he threatened. He claimed his wife was too busy with her career. She had no time for him, and he needed a companion. But Chika was no longer the lawyer in the courtroom. She was a mother who would go all out for her daughter, and her daughter's pain lit a fire no storm could quench. No one saw what was coming next. Days later, police sirens wailed through the Lekki estate. Neighbors watched in disbelief as Kunle Adeyemi was led away in handcuffs. The newspapers that once called them a power couple now carried a new headline: "Oil company manager arrested for abusing his own daughter." Adora began therapy. Healing would take time, but her silence was broken. Chika learned the hard way. She realized that no amount of money or luxury could take the place or presence of a mother in the life of a child. She made a vow: never again would she be too busy for her child. She resigned from her high-profile cases and began fighting for children like Adora, children whose voices were swallowed by fear, who were threatened into keeping quiet while facing abuse. And Adora, she found her voice again. She filled pages of her diary with her pain and with her hope, because even though her childhood was stolen, her future would not be. Thank you for watching up to the end of this story. I hope you've learned one or two lessons. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get more interesting African folktales.